Well, hi folks, and welcome to Coastal Cruising. I'm Dave Harding, and behind us you can see the fabulous Fairmont Empress Hotel. We're here at the Floating Boat Show in downtown Victoria, British Columbia, held every year. And it's just over here, so we're going to go aboard these fabulous boats. We're going to talk to some of these boat owners and boat brokers, and we're going to look at the interiors, and you're going to see some unbelievable yachts. So stay tuned. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, we're here with Jeff Rhodes, and Jeff's going to explain to us a little bit about this fantastic boat. We've already been around and had a look at it yesterday, and we came back to discuss with him some of the technical details and the origin of the boat and the boat design.
Well, thanks, Dave. This is our new model, our 65 coastal craft. It was designed by Greg Marshall, who operates right here out of Victoria. We worked with Greg for a year prior to starting the build.
But you're from Gibson, so how did that happen?
Well, it's interesting. This particular design, this project came from a Vancouver-based customer who came to us with an idea of for something special for him. So we researched designs over in Europe and what other builders were doing around the world, and came up with this concept design to build here in BC. And we partnered up with Greg Marshall, as I mentioned, in creating this. So it's really been a great story. We've got a local customer, a local designer, and a local builder.
But it looks like it's a fabulous yacht from Italy. Like, I mean, the interior is very, very contemporary. You can see the design of the cabinetry, and the whole layout here is just so wonderfully modern and impeccable.
Well, thank you. We definitely approached this project in a different manner than we had in previous designs, and we were looking to get some of those features that you've mentioned, those wow factors of the more contemporary design, and certainly the exterior styling is quite different than our traditional coastal crafts. So, yeah, we're happy with the end result, and it's been well received.
Well, you were here last year, and I went aboard one of your boats, and you know, these are aluminum boats, right? This is an aluminum hull.
That's right, it is.
You know, maybe tell the folks out there some of the benefits of owning an aluminum boat versus a fiberglass one.
Well, sure. Aluminum represents a stronger hull material, so with that strength, of course, we get longevity out of our boats, and safety aspect. You know, you've got debris in the water. So as you're traveling through and you're concerned with hitting debris, hitting deadheads, things like that, you've got the strength of the aluminum to protect the hull. And it's lightweight as well, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. It's for its strength to weight ratio. It's really hard to beat aluminum. As I said, the strength of the material is really so superior over fiberglass. So.
Well, you know, a lot of boats that you see out there, you'll see wood, you'll see fiberglass. You don't see too many aluminum boats, and it doesn't look like an aluminum boat. Well, you want to tell us a little bit about the pods, the monopods. So we're going to go out onto the aft deck, and you're going to point some of those things out for us. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, let's go. Let's have a look at that. Okay, Jeff, why don't you show us this unique system that you have, the monopod?
Sure, Dave. Yeah, this is the Volvo IPS docking station. So we've got two docking stations in the aft cockpit for just for docking the vessel. As you can see, they're situated, located outboard of the superstructure, so we can actually see down the length of the hull. If you're coming into port, you've got full control of the vessel with this single lever right here. So we're able to choose our locations to take control of the vessel from these docking stations. There are 4 docking stations on the vessel. There's a lower helm, an upper helm, and then these 2 outside cockpit helms.
Explain to us what's going on with these Volvo Penta drives.
Absolutely. So we've got 2 900 horsepower 13-liter engines that are coupled to pods. They're a pod that penetrates through the bottom of the hull. They have a hydraulic transmission, and each of those pods is connected to a drive with forward-facing propellers. There's actually a set.
Forward-facing.
Forward-facing, much like an airplane propeller pulls a plane through the air. The propeller on this boat with Volvo IPS pulls the boat instead of pushes the boat through the water. And they operate in conjunction with each other until you go into docking mode. So when you go into docking mode, you're asking the engines to become disconnected, or the drives to become disconnected from each other, to maneuver to a position that can respond to whatever you request of this lever.
That's unbelievable. They're hydraulically assisted?
The transmissions are hydraulically assisted. The steering is all electric.
The steering's all electric. Yeah. And does it work off the GPS as well?
It does have this particular vessel does have the DPS, which is the Dynamic Position System.
DPS, right.
Which is Volvo's brand of a virtual anchor. So it uses satellite signal to fix the position of the vessel. You can activate the system by pressing a button on any of the joysticks, which will maintain the position and heading that you've selected at that moment you press the button.
So are you going to take us down to the engine room and show us some of the other finer details?
I'd love to.
Great. Show the way here. What's this way? Okay, we're standing on the swim grid of this fantastic yacht here, and just have a look at this. You're going to open up the engine room for us.
Yeah, this is our entryway from the swim platform.
Wow, is that Star Trek or what?
Welcome aboard.
Okay, Jeff, we're down here in the engine room of this yacht of yours. Now, show us, how these stern drives work. But actually not stern drives, are they?
No, they're not. That's correct. These are IPS, so they use a hydraulic transmission and a pod in comparison to a
But I mean,
stern
it
drive.
looks a bit like a stern drive in its origin. I guess that was the idea. You have the drive that's able to move instead of a shaft with a rudder, for example.
That's correct, and there are other types of pods being used in commercial applications. A lot of the deep sea freighters and cruise ships are now using pod propulsion as well.
Really? Is it a gas or is it diesel?
Oh, these are diesels.
Oh, these are diesels.
Twin
okay.
turbo, twin supercharged diesels.
Now you could almost eat your lunch off of the interior of this thing, and I realize this is a new boat, but the whole idea of keeping your engine room this clean and accessible and full height with all these LEDs. I mean, you can come in here and it's just looking like a spaceship in here too.
Well, thank you. We did spend a lot of time in the design of this area. We wanted to make sure that all the service points were in an easily accessible location. So you'll notice the filters are all up high, so you've got good
These are your diesel filters.
That's correct. So our Raycor fuel filters are up high, so you can get good sight lines into the bowls. Our sea strainers are up high. The ones that we couldn't get up as high as the engine sea strainers are strategically located, so you get a good view into them. The electrical behind you, for example, all the electronic breakers, everything is up high, nothing is hidden away. So a lot of thought went into the design.
What a pleasure. And the idea being, as a boat owner, you want to have access to all of these features in your engine room so you can do a lot of the maintenance yourself.
The easier it is to access these things, the more likely they're going to be maintained to a higher level.
And you want to do that because if you're going to be boating safely anywhere, you want to know that your engines are performing properly. You want to be able to do a site inspection of them before you actually leave the dock, and you want to be able to monitor them when you're underway.
Absolutely, yeah. And for that reason, we do put a camera that's tied back into the helms.
Well, you even thought about that. So this actually is a camera mounted here specifically so that you can see from the helm what's going on in the engine room.
Yes, if we had smoke or a fluid belt or something like that, we could actually see from the helm position what was going on.
I guess this is the master suite.
Yeah, that's correct. This is the...
and we're on the lower level of the boat, of the vessel itself. And we access this through the engine room.
That's correct. There is an access...
Off the swim grid, through the hatch, through the engine room, into the master suite and the ensuite bath. I mean, this is really unbelievable. How do you do these kinds of designs?
Well, we do a lot of listening. So we listen to our clients and we listen to our naval architect when they come up with suggestions to make it easier for the people to use their boat. Having this convenience door from the owner's suite into the engine room is a real treat for people. They don't have to always go outside, open the door, maybe get exposed.
Or go down a hatch, like go down a staircase and break their legs. And then forward you have another stateroom.
There are 2 additional staterooms.
2 additional staterooms.
There's a VIP, which is directly ahead in the forepeak. And then on the starboard side, midships, we have a guest stateroom.
So what do we got here? This looks like a real space navigational system.
Well, what you're looking at is a standard iPad sitting in an iRoom mount. So this is the user interface for the vessel control and monitoring system. Unlike traditional vessels that are using generally 1 or 2 large breaker panels situated throughout the boat, we're using a distributed power system called ePlex, which allows us to remotely mount all the breakers and then bring control back to several locations throughout the boat. We happen to choose the iPad in the iRoom system, which gives us flexibility and remote ability.
So this is actually an iPad?
This is a standard iPad.
Standard iPad, and you've got all the navigational system monitoring.
We're controlling and monitoring the vessel systems. We're enabling lights. We're monitoring battery levels, as you can see. We're monitoring tank levels throughout the vessel. We're controlling our HVAC systems, air conditioning and heating systems. We have the ability to remotely switch lighting on and off. From this device as
Does
well.
it also monitor the heating system?
Yes, it does. Back on the HVAC page, you'll notice the set point and the temperature of the main salon.
And this is underfloor heating. This is radiant heat that you're using.
We have in-floor heat in the vessel as well, and air conditioning, yes.
So you've got all the modern conveniences of home. Of a very nice home, I might add.
Thank you. This system allows the owner to also check on his vessel while he or she is away with remote connectivity, so they can log on to the vessel and have full control of everything that we just saw on the iPad.
Fantastic. Well, thanks, Jeff, for showing us around this fabulous yacht.
Well, my pleasure, Dave. Thanks for coming aboard.
And this has been Coastal Cruising, folks. From downtown Victoria, I'm Dave Harding. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.